listening to something and all that. So, how to read less? How is this working? How to read less, easily understand more, and quickly remember what? All. Eh? Okay, if you want me to add in exam, okay. In exam, how do you read less? Easily understand more, quickly remember all. In what? People will like exam. I don't usually like this exam. Because me, I read. Today now, I'm still reading a book. I read like every day. The day that we finished, you know that thing that you wear white, they pour you water and all this. I don't like it. But I permitted them to pour me small sha, because we're in Nigeria. In the US, which my mentees used to know, where our spirit schooled. My body schooled in Nigeria, but my spirit schooled in the US. Uh, Ben I want to follow me there. So, but you don't gadget and pour people water. Hello, congratulations, you hug, you know. Yeah, you carry water and carry marker. I don't even know wherever they bring that thing from. Sometimes I just wonder. So that night, after finish pouring the water and all that, I carried my book and I was to go and read. And I don't read school books. I read very less of school books, something, one, something. Because in real life, oh, very less of one, two, two, two. There is the reason one and two to make money. Oh. So that's why I don't have one. I have them, like I told you, I bought them. But after I graduated, I pack all of them. They are so plenty in cartons. And keep. I don't want to be seeing. I finished that one. Maybe if I want to do masters or something, I can now further. But the point was, I finished and I'm still reading that night. Because reading is not about exam, it's about learning. You get it? So, how do you read less, easily understand more, and quickly remember all? There's a principle I called what? 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 The SAC. So this is like an acronym that means a principle that must be put in place for you to be able to do this. Are we together? Are we together? Are we together? At least give me the response. I'm the one spending energy to speak. So the first principle in the developing the ability to read easily and understand more is the principle of belief. The principle of what? Let me sit down. So the principle of what again? For you to read less, easily understand that thing you are reading, and quickly remember that thing you are reading. Number one, you have to believe. Number one, in yourself, that you can actually read and understand that. Do you get it? If there are two people that pick up a book, one person doesn't have this component, the other person has this component, it will affect how they read. Let me even tell you, the person who has lesser belief may not even read because he say reading is a waste of, because I will not Oliver. Do you understand? Whereas the person will believe say, oh boy, I don't baffle, I don't dey go, I wan go read. Do you understand? I won't understand. Let me go and read because of the belief. The other one says, oh well, leave abeg, that's it. Do you get it? I'll share in the group. I have a whole write-up about that breaks this down, but I just want to give you an idea and tell you how to go and apply it so that it helps in your game. That belief that you can do that thing, and it's not only reading. I can learn that. I don't know how to cook, but I know that it's not coconut that is this stuff. Eh? If you teach me, you show me well, I can get it. Therefore, show me. If you don't believe I can get, say, oh, no worry. Before you even want to start, say, this guy even want wasting time. You don't know me. My sister used to understand, but not me. Are we together? My sister understands, not me. Mary used to understand, not me. But does Mary have two heads? Is it because she's fatter than me, she used to understand? Because me, I'm slim. Slim people don't used to understand. Short people don't used to understand. So it begins with belief. And what's belief? What you think is possible for you. Do you get it? What you think is possible for. I believe that I may not understand, I may not know something, I may not be able to do something, but if I put my attention to it, dedicate, I will do it. That's why I buy books. The person who don't believe, he don't waste time buying books. Say book is a waste of money for him. Do you understand? So belief actually affects actions, and actions affects results. Are we together? Some people, I mean, no, you don't get us say, oh, this guy don't know me. Oh, say second my own, maybe it's even village people. Even let me give you a hint about belief. Even if true, allow me mix with my Nigerian pidgin. Even if true, village people they do you and you don't believe, you will do well. The how village people works is that they will just get you to accept in your mind that then they work and it they work. You know, it they shake, it they work, it they work. I think there's a song like that. The power of God in my heart, it they work. You know, something like that. They have to make you believe say it they work. Me now, I believe say this in they work. It they work. So use it. Eh? It they work. So I bath come out to use it because it they work. If you don't believe the phone is working, you will not press it. Do you understand? You will not make the effort. You will not make the move. It demoralizes. So I've stressed a lot about that. The second principle about reading and understanding is what we call what? Is what? Let me tell you about people that read and they don't understand. Let me tell you one secret about them. They don't even intend to understand, neither do they put effort to understand. Thinking how to describe it. What's your name again? Favor. Hey, Favor, come see this way this guy talk. Favor, just come. I don't understand. Level, come and see this right off. Just one glass. I beg, I don't understand. Have you seen that kind of situation before? You read them first. I don't understand. No worry. People or whoever does not even have the intention to understand. So you don't even put any effort. Do you understand? Ask those people who say they don't. Most times they are not even have it in their mind that see, I want to read this paragraph or this page or this chapter and I want to understand it. Your intention, what you have in mind, your inner desire is to understand it. And this is serious. You can read with an intention to explain. You will not understand. You can read with the intention to criticize. You will not understand. Do you understand? Do you understand? Say this day. I know say all the Jehovah Witness people, they talk say God no dey, God no dey. You go see now, they start reading to find where they say God no dey. Eh? That's what you will find where the talk. Consi. See the second line now. I tell you, say them say God no dey. That person is not reading that content. So what? You know, in GNS they say different kinds of hearing. Some people just listening. Sorry, they all listening to argue. The same way you listen. So I am reading this with an intent to do what? To understand it. Go today and go and practice this one. Don't let it fall. You will see the magic I'm talking about. If I had more time, I would have done practice. Two persons are reading this book. I want to understand. See how I underline my books. So I'm like, oh, what is the key? Oh, what is the year? You see me taking notes. It's because of my intent. Do you understand? Intent affects action, and action affects results. Just like belief affects action. Do you understand? Intent affects the effort you put in. Intent affects how you direct your effort. If I come to this, like you're coming here, say, I want to provoke my brother or your mother, whoever, that is your intention. You come out. Just by the way you start acting, what you start saying, how you start responding, but that's what you have in mind. That's your goal. So, in other words, the principle of intent states that you must have a goal. As you read that, I want to understand. Forget about exam first. I want to understand this stuff. Your second intention, I want to remember. Just go I can leave the rest. I can say I'll talk about it, but I will share all of them. But they are long. And what I'm saying is that I don't need to talk too much. This is practical. Go today and say, hey, I have to hear that guy talk. Now let me try. This chapter here, I want to understand it. Understanding means clarity about it. You don't understand anything, you cannot explain. Where is the person that say, me I understand? Anytime you ask me, you don't understand. Say, come and show me this. You say that thing, leave and no worry, leave. I understand that, no, I know if you explain am, but me I know say I fit write am. Really? Are you sure? Do you know those kind of people? I understand am na when exam come, no worry. You should be able to explain. That's like you understand. I understand education. So I didn't prepare. I tell you, I just know that I'll talk to you people today. That's all. But I so understand it that I can bring it. I didn't even think that I'll use general. I didn't think about it. But somebody that understands can go anyways to communicate what they are getting clear, so that the other person gets it clear. So as you read from today, always reach that intention that I want to get this thing clear. What is educational management? Is it that? Is it that it's management plus education? What is it? I want to get it. Start reading. Go with that intent. Start with that intent. Stay with that intent. You get it. Are we together? So, the next principle on this is what? Is what? Seek. All these are action words. Let me tell you another thing about people that don't understand. They are not seeking for anything. You know, the Bible says, seek and you shall what? They just read it. Just they read from chapter 1 or just they go chapter 2. They're just going. They're not looking for anything. Business education. Who brought out the concept of business education? Where was it founded? Where did they start studying business? And you are reading Introduction to Business Education. That book's supposed to answer all these questions. Do you understand? Now, if you are seeking, you say, the concept of business education was first of all propounded by Obinna in so and so. He propounded that scholars need to have a study. Oh, because I'm seeking. I'm seeking. Seeking means asking. Seeking means, a desire to get. I say, okay, by David Obinna. But before you finish, you come out with so much fact that you have found. Do you get it? Okay, she's seeing why she's not understanding. I say, okay, you don't seek you. So all those stuff you say you're not understanding. You are agreeing with me now that you have not been seeking. You have just been reading. Do you understand? You spend time, you're not seeking. Seek for key points. There are some statements that help you clarify some statements. When you see those kind of things, underline them. That's how I read. That's how I read. This is not school. Even if I bring my school, it's the same thing. And a seeker, he must have tools that help him to seek. You can't go and be seeking, you don't have touchlight. But I'm not applying that to it. Really, you can't be seeking and you're not with your pen looking, I don't catch am. See am here. Do you understand? In primary school that day, just to train us with this, they will put things hidden in the passages and say, figure out what caused this. Why did this happen to so and so person's father? So, the next principle I've forgotten the next principle. What's even the next principle? It will be of the BISAC principle. Let's see. It's to what? Ah. Ah. Principle of what? You know, some people in the group, they attend this mentorship session. You think if I talk about BISAC, they will know anything about that? Eh? Eh? Then some people came, oh, they're inside this hall now with me. Eh? They are not here. Levi, I used to like that smile. You used to show me that something has touched your brain. Do you get the point? They are here. They are looking at you. They are not here. They are gone. You say, oh, no, where you go this Saturday? I attend my friend wedding. I just say I should die. I'm sure she go rock her husband like this. I don't know. You go, I go. You go, you really go. Eh? That time when they rock, where you go take call, you go answer call. You don't go now. Do you get it? You are not there. You can't be in two places at the same time. This talks about attention, diligent attention, focus. Somebody's talk is focus. You are listening with focus. Not listening and at the same time you are thinking. Shift that and put your listening. How do I help listen? My mind used to go. Intend now. Sometimes you have read, you forget yourself. Because of intention, say, me, I won't understand this. You leave here and come back because you must get this. Are we together? So the final principle is to correlate. Is to what? Correlate. What does correlate mean? Try to put two terms and two things together to make meaning or to make sense. Are we together? Somebody is speaking to you, you are actively listening and also reasoning. If this is this and this, then this. You are able to bring the facts together. You are using your brain. It's only the human brain that can do that. I've explained what education is. I've explained what educational management is. Okay, if education is the process of developing this, that is education as the process. You know, there's education as product. Have people studied that? Eh? You are in what level? What level are you in? What level? 200. 200 now. So how do you know education as a product? Have they taught you people? You what level are you in? What faculty? So what? It's not the same curriculum they use. Maybe you were not there. You didn't attend. As a process, as a product, and as a is it discipline? I went to school. I earned the first class. Oh no, second class. Actually, earned first class. They gave me second class. Because I was not sleeping. I attended. So you can't tell me educational management 200 level. You have not been able to talk about the three different